Welcome to ESPN Extra Time in the FA Cup with Budweiser. Chelsea and Birmingham are playing for a place in the quarter-finals. 1-1 it finished. We're tempted to say when it rains, it pours. Well, it does for Chelsea Football Club because at the moment, they just really can't get themselves sorted out. Well played Birmingham City, first of all, to force this replay to St Andrews. Kevin Keegan, what's your assessment of Birmingham and Chelsea?
Well, you've got to say Birmingham deserved the draw today. They matched Chelsea. They were very well organised. They caused them a few little problems going forward, but they played the perfect away game in a cup tie against a Premiership side. They were really, everybody knew what the job was. And I'm very impressed with them. Chelsea, you have to be disappointed with because of the quality they've got that's not coming through at the moment.
All the pre-game discussion was about Andre Villas-Boas, speculation that he might not survive as the Chelsea manager, but he has the support of the club owner Roman Abramovich. What did you see in Chelsea's performance today in relation to the philosophy of the young Chelsea manager?
Well, you can't see his philosophy at the moment because, you know, there's talk about the players not really buying into it, and as much as they may have had a clear their meeting, that's not going to change overnight. Difficult for them because after going 1-0 down, you know Birmingham are going to get back and defend deep and defend in numbers, and Chelsea really haven't got the creativity in midfield to pick them open. Had Chelsea gone 1 up, I could have seen Chelsea maybe winning 4 or 5. Once they went 1 down, they didn't have the creativity to really cause Birmingham any problems. So then you look for the heart and the spirit and the togetherness, which they didn't really show. They probably showed more in the second half when Drogba came on. But in terms of the quality, even in the second half, they didn't really show that quality that you'd expect from Chelsea.
Did you see spirit in the Chelsea side?
I thought there was plenty of effort. I just thought a little bit of lacking in ideas. You know, you watch Chelsea at the moment and they just do not excite you. As a neutral, I came here today and I thought to myself, I'm not going to see anything really exciting. They're very predictable. They played at far too slow a tempo. And Birmingham, under Chris Newton, are very well organised. And they rarely troubled Birmingham today.
Birmingham take the lead, Chelsea get a penalty and they miss it, and then it just sort of goes on to half-time. Torres taken off again, sort of Petr Cech had as many touches as him in the game. Off he comes and Drogba goes on. Let's talk about Torres first of all. No sign that he's coming through this.
Well, I always feel that any player really is a reflection on how the team's playing. And, you know, with Chelsea not playing particularly well, Torres isn't the type of player. A few years ago, you could take the game by the scruff of the neck, but Torres, obviously, in the last, and it's not just as Craig Burley said, it's not just in the last year. Even this last year at Liverpool, he wasn't playing particularly well. So if he came into a Chelsea team which had good spirit, good quality, good determination, good togetherness, you can see him doing well. But he's just a reflection of the way Chelsea are going, and it's not happening for him at the moment.
Didier Drogba comes on. Do you feel he made a major difference?
He made a major difference in the sense that by coming on, it gave other players and it gave the crowd here a big lift. But if you're saying to me, did Didier Drogba come on and play well? No, he didn't. He didn't play actually any better.
He had less touches than Torres.
Yeah, he did. He had less touches in the second half than Torres. But I think that you've got to look further for the problem. If the centre forward's getting so few touches, do you blame the centre forward or do you blame the people behind him? Chelsea today had 3 players in midfield who can win the ball and they can give it simple, but they can't create anything. In Ramirez, in Mikel, and so, you know, if I'm playing up front, I'm looking for someone like John to feed me in. And that's how I get my touches. If he's not feeding me in, I'm not getting a touch.
Is it churlish to suggest then that Sturridge gets your equaliser, and you would imagine perhaps Chelsea to use that as a platform to go on and win the game, but it didn't really sing and didn't really threaten to, did they?
No, because, you know, we wondered whether had they scored the equaliser what would have happened, but they weren't playing in a way to carve Birmingham open, to work the goalkeeper, to create chances, which would mean that getting the equaliser they're going to go on. So even when they did equalise, Birmingham were still comfortable after that.
So speculation over Andre Villas-Boas' future just before we close. How do you see the situation now?
I think they'll stick with him. They paid a lot of money for him. He's a young manager. I think he knows what he's got to do here, but, you know, he needs a bit more time. And I think, unlike a lot of managers, he will get that time.
I think it's important to give him the time, and it's important for the players and the fans to know that. Because if the players know that he's going to be given time, he's going to be the man in charge, maybe then they will have to buy into his philosophy.
Thank you, gentlemen. On the way here on ESPN, we've got more FA Cup action on the way. Crawley Town against Stoke City, that's tomorrow morning from 11:30. Then later in the day, Liverpool against Brighton, and the draw for the quarter-finals of the competition. I think it's time for us to go and dry off. Thanks to John Barnes, thanks to Kevin Keegan. That's it from Extra Time. Bye for now.